The world is full of degeneracy. Social apps such as TikTok, Tinder, and whatnot are nothing short of weapons to spoil men. The use of mobile phones, pornography, and beating the meat has made them forget their true values and virtues. Let me ask you a question. When do you think a lion is the most happiest and satisfied? When it pretends and behaves like a sheep, or when it lives like its own true self? Same is true to your personality and habits. Life becomes much better when you embrace your true masculinity. When you embrace the purpose and calling you were born for. I often think about the new generation that is growing up consuming media through pixels on the screen. Not only the new generation, but even men from the older generations are finding themselves becoming dependent on instant gratification. It's almost as if they are forcing you to become dependent on these things. Think about your schooling, remote work, or internships. They are all turning digital. And of course, there's nothing bad in that. But it just makes it that much easier to access things you should never visit at the click of a button. Remember, digital media is the most efficient form of creation and consumption ever created by mankind till date. But it has arguably more negative aspects than good, especially when you are just starting your self-improvement journey as a man. Along with the little amounts of good the social media does for you, it throws back triple the amount of degeneracy in your face. And here's the harsh reality. In order to truly embrace your masculinity, it's not just the social media you need to be careful of in today's day and age. There's so many other traps that men walk straight into. Let's check out 10 of those degeneracies that you must avoid at all costs to claim back your masculinity. Number 1. Do not depend on women for validation. It's not just women, but anything for that matter. Everybody relies on someone for validation, but men tend to do it more with women because they are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are inherently motivated to get laid. It's in your biological programming to reproduce for the survival of your species. But this dependency can surface as neediness in your relationship. Most men get this wrong. They think that in order to avoid showing neediness, they need to treat their women like absolute rubbish. That couldn't be further from the truth. A high-value man always gives respects and takes respect. But there's a fine line between showing just the right amount of love and respect and totally crossing that line, where you are flooding her with all these different things and you get nothing back in return. People try and hold onto a person that fills a void left by someone else in their lives, which is completely wrong. This is why some men end up in the hookup ditch after breakup, because they want to feel that same amount of validation their ex used to give them. Instead, whether you have gone through a breakup or in a current relationship, work on being so self-satisfied within your own self that you don't need to rely on any sort of external validation. This means being confident in your own opinions and be ready to defend them against 99 people, even if you are the only person in the room who says otherwise. Number 2. Pursue masculine relationships with other men. Part of the reason that you get dependent on women for validation and approval is that you are not getting these things from your male friends. As men, we have a code of brotherhood built inside of us by default. When we spend time with our male friends on a regular basis, we start to build meaningful relationships with them. This is one of the best ways to alleviate any female-related dependencies that may exist. There are plenty of ways to grow together as men. For example, participate in masculine activities with them, instead of fooling around and mocking each other. Enter competitions, form teams, and compete against other men. Instead of sitting down and talking, take action. Actions taken within virtuous boundaries is how your brotherhood becomes stronger. These later turn into memories, which you carry along for the rest of your life. Number 3. Take up masculine hobbies. If you want to become more masculine, there's only one simple thing you need to do, and that is to embrace your masculinity. There is no better way to do this than by practicing traditional manly activities, such as weightlifting, playing competitive sports, learning a martial art, or going on a hiking adventure in a remote location. These things can develop teamwork in you. Additionally, these activities will get you in touch with your natural strength, independence, and manliness like nothing else. Number 4. Take care of your body. There's a saying that goes like this: it is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. And rightly so. Maintaining a strong body is an essential part of being a man. Improving physical strength by weightlifting will manifest itself in mental toughness and strength of character. You should never ignore this important masculine duty. Start by eating quality food, get enough sleep, and exercise almost every day. This will give you energy and allow you to tackle your tasks with a clear head. And of course, don't forget the sun. Think of the sun like a battery charger. You need it to charge up your hormones to the right state, which definitely includes your testosterone. Number 5. Know that men and women are different. Men and women are not the same. Period. As men, it's your responsibility to earn for your family, to support them. Women, on the other hand, find the greatest satisfaction as housewives. This debate has also been settled scientifically long ago. Both the genders are different, and it is time that we start playing into those differences rather than pretending they do not exist. Number 6. Understand the principles of masculinity and teach them to your boys. Toughness, aggression, fortitude, and strength are all virtues of a man. Women, on the other hand, are blessed with other virtues, such as love, kindness, compassion, and empathy. This doesn't mean that men can't be loving or kind, but they tend to lean strongly into their masculine virtues, especially in a life or death situation. The media calls these virtues toxic masculinity. But think about any heroic movie you have ever watched. The hero of the movie who is the provider. A protector encompasses all the masculine virtues and traits that we discussed. And of course, don't forget to pass down this valuable information to your nephews, sons, brothers, and so on. Many men go on in life without proper guidance on how to be a man, and learn it the hard way. Consider it a blessing that you have the information, and share it with those that deserve it. Number 7. Understand gender roles and responsibilities. With each passing day, gender roles are becoming a thing of the past. But not every trend coming into play is right. Throughout history, you will see countless examples of things that people thought were right. Yet today we deem them as wrong. Same is true to the things society deems as correct today, yet are incorrect by the standard of the Most High. Each gender has different responsibilities, and those that deny it will find themselves stepping back into their true roles and responsibility in a life or death situation. Number 8. Serve the young men in your neighborhoods. We discussed this briefly before, but this point deserves more recognition. The rate of divorce is getting high day after day. The number of young men growing up without father figures is alarmingly high. If these boys do not have male influence in their homes, they will never learn about ways to harness what makes them male. Remember, our purpose in life is to live virtuously. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And one of the greatest acts of virtues is service. It is very crucial to step up and serve young men, whether it is through teaching, mentorship programs, or one-on-one talk. There are many other ways to help them. As the saying goes, don't find a need without doing something about it. Number 9. Family planning. You should only have children once you are physically, financially, mentally, and all round prepared to do so. Several men tend to develop families without thinking about it. This topic has been in debate for several years. You will find some people saying, "Oh, if you wait until you are ready, you'll never have kids." This is the perfect way to trap yourself. You should be mature enough to have kids. This does not mean that you need everything figured out, but you should be capable of taking care of the responsibilities that come with children. If your mind, body, and bank account are not able to support bringing children into this world, it is better for you and your partner to wait. Once you have these improvements in place, you will find it easy to attract the love of your children and wife. And finally, number 10. Set moral and ethical standards. You must hold yourself and your sons to the highest moral and ethical standards, because there are consequences for our choices. if you do not live by those consequences and teach your boys to do the same. Then rest be assured degeneracy will follow you. You will face many problems such as crime rates, violence, mistreatment of women, and failing academics. So remember, brothers, you are a protector, provider, and presider. You achieve these virtues through constant practice, learning, and implementation. You should never shirk your responsibilities. Do not shy away from leadership or neglect your responsibilities. Remember, boys run away from hard situations, but men run towards them because they are what make you a man. As we say a lot on this channel, avoid responsibility, and you avoid manhood altogether. By the way, don't forget to show some love. Tap that subscribe button and hit like for the algorithm. To see the next best way to level up as a man, watch these videos here.